A very good morning to one and all present here. Today, I'm E. Machanda. I'm a student of PGDM Finance and I am here to present a book review on the book The Little Book of Value Investing that is written by Christopher H. Browning. Here is the details about the author, Mr. Christopher H. Browning, who is considered to be one of the most famous and renowned value investors. These are the customers' reviews that the and the ratings that the book has undergone on Amazon and other platforms. It has gone 4.4 out of 5 ratings, and it is considered to be a very crucial book and considers great learnings for value investors and for the investors who want to achieve and learn different principles related to value investing. Now, talking about the contents of the book, the first chapter is buying stocks on sale and growth investing. So, what we should discuss about what is value investing? It is an investment strategy that involves picking stocks that appears to be trading at less than the intrinsic value or the book value. Basically, value investors focuses on those stocks that they think that the stock market is underrating, and the intrinsic value means that it is a combination of using financial analysis such as studying the company's earnings, revenues, growth strategies, the profits that it is earning, and also the fundamental factors like the company's brands, its business target markets, target customers, model business, that business plans, lean canvases, the USP of the company, etc. So after combination of and estimating a value using these factors is called an intrinsic value. And if the intrinsic value is less than the market value or the actual value of the stock, then it is beneficial for the value investors to trade on these stocks and they buy those stocks when their stock prices is less. Now let us talk about margin of safety. Margin of safety basically means that the risk analysis or the risk estimation that is attached with the stocks in which these value investors are trading. It is basically refers to the difference between the market price of the stock and its intrinsic value. Buying these stocks when this difference or the margin of safety when it is low allows an investor or a value investor basically to have minimal downside risk. That is, the risk would be low and it would be a better return in future for the value investors. So the most important two principles of value investing is what is the business worth and don't lose money. That is, less risk is involved with margin of safety when it is low. Don't lose money. In this chapter, uh, in order to summarize, it states that uh, if the price of the stock rises from less than intrinsic value to intrinsic value over time, you have a win to win situation. As a company increases the net worth or the intrinsic value, the value of the shares will increase. So those investors which are having diversified portfolio and they have invested in different stocks from different sectors, then less risk would be there. And avoid those companies which are having huge debts or huge borrowings and try to invest in stocks of those companies that are considered debt free. Now, the next step is to compare the price earning ratio. Price earning ratio should be low. If it is low for the stocks, then it is a beneficial situation for the value investors as low PE approach better to the value investors for the stocks when they are cheap and while fear is high, which means that a stable earnings in the of a company or having a stable cost that is incurred is beneficial as price earning when price earning is low, then the stock prices would also be low and it will be considered undervalued and less than its actual or market value, then value investor would buy those stocks. The second important aspect is low PV stocks, price to book value. Book value is basically considered as the difference between the total assets and the total liabilities, that is the net worth of a company. And while looking at the book value of a company, if the price to book value is low, then the stock will be the undervalued. and it would be lower than its intrinsic value, and that would be a better situation for the value investors. And the examples are like insurance companies, mutual funds, underwriting agencies, banks, etc. So they use global search approach in this regard. In case of global search approach, the first step is to determine the GDP of the economy, that is the gross domestic product, and then in-depth analysis is conducted, and then the macro analysis is conducted, in which the interest rate that prevails in the economy, inflation, employment, unemployment, and many other economic factors are considered. And finally, to check the financial viability of the company, the PE ratio, price earning ratio, price to book value, dividend yield, yield return, EBIT, interest coverage, etc. All these ratios are calculated and to analyze different stock prices, and then a wiser decision is taken by a value investor. Value in friendly countries. This states that international investing is easier when the country follows a standardized international accounting IFRS standards, whereas those companies which do not follow this standard, then it becomes difficult situation for the value investors. The example of Roche, which set up contingent liability reserves in profitable years, is an example in this regard. Buy when insiders buy. Basically, insiders refers to those people. They could be the management of the company, or they could be the people of the company or the shareholders of the company who is having some stake in the company. So insiders may prevail some information related to the company and its stocks or the products in which it deals. So in case of the situation when insiders buy the stocks in the stock market, at that time, the price at which it is being traded in the stock market, the value investors, after a detailed analysis, should also buy those stocks after the steps taken by the insiders, and they should follow the steps of the insider. So it is another important aspect in case of value investing. Falling prices can be a double-edged sword. It states that although when the market falls, or when the economy is degrading and there is slowdown in the economy, the prices of the market may fall and may rise, and different stocks may have different prices due to unexpected or unforeseen events, which is unpredictable. Most of the investors at that time sell their stake or the stock that they are considering, that they're having basically. But a wiser decision would be, if you look from the point of view of the value investors, then today's worst stock may become tomorrow's best stocks. So all those companies that are having stronger balance sheets with less debt to equity ratio, less borrowings, and a good cash flows and better liquidity or good stable amount of earnings may have a possibility of recovering better, and there is a possibility that their stock prices would hike in future. This is basically Graham's net method, that is current assets minus total liabilities, and it also comprises of net current asset value, that is net current assets upon share outstanding. Basically, it states that an value investor should analyze other companies within the same industry or within the same sector by comparing their price to earning and price to book value ratio, and also calculate the EBIT and EBITDA, that is earning before interest and tax and earning before the interest and tax, depreciation and amortization. And they should keep a record of all this information, as it could be used as an important tool for estimating the stock prices. This states the reasons that why do stocks become cheap. The stocks become cheap when the company is having a huge debt. The debt to equity ratio is very high, which is not a good sign. And also when it has to owe a large sum of amount. Also when there is a huge competition, avoid those companies which is subject to technological obsolescence, and whose financial reports are overcomplicated, which states that nothing is clearly mentioned, and also avoid overly leveraged companies. So these are the reasons basically that why the stock prices become cheap and nobody wants to trade in it. Balance sheet checkup is another important and crucial step for the valuation investor, as a balance sheet which is having a stable and a consistent amount of good earnings, and that is having an ability to pay short term and long term loans along with the interest and the repayment of the principal amount, that is having a lower debt, that is debt to equity ratio, low amount of debt, and also having a good financial viability. The current ratio is favorable, that is 2:1. So all these factors comprises of a strong balance sheet that should be analyzed by a valuation investor. And the next step is to check the PNL, income statement checkup. That is that uh, in case they can consider the past 5 years revenues, they should see the trend that whether the revenues are rising or not, on what expenses the company has incurred, in which category, and what is the trend in those expenses, what is the consistency in profits, are they growing or are they remaining stable, the EBIT, EBITDA, PAT, PBT, and also the diluted EPS and the EPS, that is earning per share, can be also another important aspect that is considered by the valuation investor while they are deciding about the stocks. Thorough examination of an investment candidate, that includes different questions like, does company has the pricing power, can the company sell more, what are their growth strategies, how they will increase their profit, how this growth will be achieved, whether they will be having acquisitions and mergers in future or not, how they will deal with their competitors, uh, how company will raise their sales, whether they will able to survive in future or not. So these all these aspects are considered while taking a wiser and an important decisions related to the trading in stock by a valuation investor. International accounting, it basically states that there should be transparency and accountability, that is sharing of an information and detailed aspects of all those informations, and nothing should be confidential or hidden to get better efficiency and effectiveness while dealing in financial markets, not only in stock market but in also other markets like capital market, money markets, derivative market, or commodity markets, etc., to make better decisions, and so that it should be less risk prone. Currency issues, it is another important aspect which states that currency currency analysis should be also there when a particular investor is investing in a foreign stock. When you are investing in a foreign stock or a company that is a foreign company or an MNC, then the fluctuation in the currencies between the domestic country and that particular foreign country can be also a reason that an investor needs to worry. So hedging is the best uh, alternative for that when you take an opposite position in that regard with regarding to that stock of that foreign company in which you are trading. Uh, Also, the money manager is another important aspect. Money manager or the fund manager is basically the transmitter where the investor provides their money or funds to that money manager to invest in different securities considering the risk and the return, and the money manager charges commission, and what is the probable return or the probability of the earning good returns or profit in the future, it is transmitted to the investor, and there is a transparency that is maintained between the money manager and the investor, and part of 4 stages that is considered, and these securities could be in different forms like mutual funds, bonds, shares, debentures, etc. Now, uh, why do people not follow value investing principles? There are many reasons why investors fail and why they are not able to follow these investing principles due to their high temperament. When they don't want to be the part of herd. Herd basically means when a large group of investors are following the same policies and they're following the same footsteps of other investors and a chain is formed. Sometimes the people, value investors, do not want to be the part of that herd due to sometimes reputational constraints. Uh, People seek instant gratification, overconfidence of investors, uh, due to decline in their previous earnings or returns, and many other factors that are considered that why they do not follow value investing principles. Stick to your guns. This is the most important, and through this, I want to conclude by saying that patience is another and the last important factor that a value investor should keep in mind, because patience is the hardest part of using a value approach. Waiting for long term returns requires short term opportunities and short term losses to incur so that you can get profits and better returns for future in the long term basis. So, to sum up, I would say that a value investing is a good approach, and it requires a lot of patience, hard work, and fundamental and technical analysis, as you have to buy stocks below the intrinsic value with a margin of safety which involves less risk. So, a lot of analysis and interpretation has to take place to invest in those stocks, and so that you can earn better in future. Thank you for being good listeners.